Welcome back to my basement. I wanted to take a couple minutes and go in depth about the drums here called tabla. These are super popular in North India, Hindustani music, both classical, light music, devotional music, all sorts of types. So as a set, they are called tabla. Specifically, this is called the baya. This is called the dayan. There's some other names for it as well. Some people call this one just the tabla. Baya and dayan, it just means left and right. Fancy, right? This one is made out of copper. It can be quite heavy. And the skin is made out of goat skin. And you can kind of see there's like two layers to it. There's like an outer layer, inner layer, and this black spot, which we'll talk about. This drum is made out of wood. And then the head is held on with this rawhide strap. It's about 40 feet of strapping that, is laced through a ring in the bottom and through these holes in the top. And it holds the head at like a very pretty tight tension. Then you have these pegs in here. And so if you push these pegs down, the straps get tighter. The pitch of the head goes up. Push them up, it gets looser. Head pitch goes down. You use this highly sophisticated device called a hammer. It's kind of a fancy hammer, actually, to tune it, right? To pound the pegs, and then you can also go around the outer edge, like here, not on this part, but on that part. To make sure all parts of the head are the same pitch. And so this drum is tuned to a very specific note. If you can hear this. Should be tuned to a D, right? And so Indian musicians, they might not talk a lot about what exactly they're going to play at a concert, but they do say, oh, what key are you playing in? So that you know to bring the right drum. There's a lot. I have a lot. Probably more than I need. But they're all different pitches, right? They all sound different. And so one of the other really interesting things about this type of drumming is that every sound you make on the drum, every sound you make on the drum has a specific syllable that goes with it. I was thinking there, you also have this black spot, and this black spot is made with like iron powder and a water-soluble glue, and it's put on there, put on one layer of it, then they take a polished lava rock and polish it. Put on the next layer, polish it. And the more you put on there, the more mass is on the head, the lower the pitch goes. If you take some away from the edge, the pitch goes up. Then that allows you to get the difference between an open sound and a harmonic sound by keeping this finger down. So like if you have ever played guitar and got harmonics on it, it's kind of the same idea. Anyway, I was saying each sound has a syllable that goes with it. It's called a bol. Bolo means to speak. So there are short syllables like consonants, ka, teta, tak. Long syllables like vowels, ge, un, na. And then you put these together. And if you put vowels and consonants together, what do you get? Everyone said words. That's what you should have said. And so you could say dagena, 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 dagena. Tiriketa, tiriketa, tiriketa taka, tiriketa taka, tiriketa taka, tiriketa taka, tiriketa taka. Dada tiriketa. Right? And so if you start putting words together, you get sentences. Dati dage nada tiriketa. Dati dage nada tiriketa. And then if you put sentences together, what do you get? Paragraphs or poetry, right? We're musicians. We like poems. We like poetry. And so if I said dati dage nada tiriketa dati dage tinna kena tati take nada tiriketa dati dage dinna gena dati dage nada tiriketa dati And so there's all these different types of poetry, just like you have limericks and sonnets and haikus and free verse and all these different types of poems. You have different types of compositions that use this poetry. That one I just played is a theme and variation. So that was our theme. And then we could expand upon that. Etc. We play some other ones. If I said deta deta dage deta kira deta dage deta kira deta kira deta kira deta dage deta kata da 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 deta kata da 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 deta kata da 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 deta deta dage deta kira deta dage deta kira deta kira deta kira deta dage deta Geraden den nana katata 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 one more, kind of like a conversation. Kata din garana da din na da 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 gegedin gede din garana da din na katte da 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 da. So you have all these cool different compositions. So I want to teach you a couple. Take this video, open it up in another window, go to the next slide on Prezi, and it should say tukra. And it should say da 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 tun 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 tun. So we're going to try and say this together. And so a tukra is a composition that you play. I'm trying to get my lahara here. Trying to get my melody. It's a composition that you play one time and ends with a ti, ends with a little phrase that you repeat. So in this one, we'll say 4 das, tune 4 times, na, teta teta, and then we'll say kateta kateta kata da 3 times. And if we do it right, it should land on 1. Okay? So 1, 2, this is a 16 beat cycle. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Ready to go? Here we go. Da 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 da, tun 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 tun, na 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 na, teta 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 teta, kateta kateta kata da, kateta kateta kata da, kateta kateta kata da. Cool. There are some tricks you can do. So now, if we make an adjustment to the kateta kateta kata da, we're gonna say kateta kateta kata da kata da kata da. And we're gonna do that. So now it's not 16 beats, it's 11 beats. But 11 times 3 is 33. 16 times 2 is 32 plus 1. So the last note of this should end after 2 cycles. Math. So basically we're going to play that whole, go to the next slide, the whole composition 3 times. And so this is called a chakradar, which means a wheel. So there's a T-high at the end, but then the whole thing is a T-high. It's like T-highs within T-highs. Fun. Let's try it. Ready? 1, 2, ready, go. Da 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 da, dun 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 dun, na 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 na, teta 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 teta, kateta kateta kata da, 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 kata da. Da 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 da, dun 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 dun, na 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 na, teta 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 teta, kateta kateta kata da, kata da, kata da, kata da, kata da, ends on 1. Pretty cool. I think it's cool. I got one more for you. Hopefully you're saying these out loud with me, following along, and your family's looking at you like, what is happening? One more. So go to the next slide. This one uses the same idea, but now we're going to say all the syllables 4 times, then 3 times, then 2 times, and then da tu na kata da, da tu na kata da, da tu na kata da. So then 1 time. And then you say all of that 3 times, should land on 1 if we do it right. All right. Waiting for it, here we go. And 1, 2, ready, go. Da, 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 dun, 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 na, 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 teta, 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 da, 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 dun, 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 na, 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 teta, 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 da, da, dun, dun, na, na, teta, teta, da, dun, na, kata, da, dun, na, kata, da, dun, na, kata, da, 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 dun, 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 na, 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 teta, 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 da, 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 dun, 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 na, na, teta, 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 da, da, dun, dun, na, na, teta, teta, da, dun, na, kata, da, dun, na, kata, da, dun, na, kata, da, 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 dun, 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 na, 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 teta, 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 da, 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 dun, 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 na, 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 teta, 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 da, da, dun, dun, na, na, teta, teta, da, dun, na, kata, da, dun, na, kata, da, dun, na, kata, da. So if you can hear, I'm not sure if you can hear this or not, but if you're keeping track of the cycle, this creates kind of this rhythmic tension of like, oh, I thought that was the beginning. No, that's the beginning. And then it kind of comes together at 1. And so in Indian concerts, you'll see people keeping track of the cycle with their fingers, kind of like I talked about in the other video. And so part of that is to see if they can keep track and the performers can throw them off, right? If you play something fancy that makes the perception of where the beginning of the cycle is change, it creates this fun effect, right? Oh, the question I always get asked, this will be the last thing, do these syllables mean anything? Are they words? The answer is no. They are onomatopoeic syllables, syllables that mimic the sound of the drums, kind of like a sophisticated version of boots, cats, boom, boom, cats, boof, cat, boom, boom, cat, right? Kind of like that, except for a little more developed. Sometimes they will use words from prayers or things like that, but then it's not these syllables, it's the actual Hindi or Sanskrit words. So these are just the sounds that the drum make that create this whole drum language. Thanks.